Welcome to Breaking Boundaries, brought to you by Women's Cricket Zone. I'm Snehal Pradhan, former India cricketer. With me is Karunya Keshav, co-author of a book on women's cricket history in India. The fire burns blue, and the fire is certainly burning blue today. India, unlike my expectations, have beaten Australia in the last group game, topped Group B, through to the semi-final, making a huge statement. Smriti Mandhana and Harmanpreet Kaur getting together for a partnership that really you did not want it to end. It was so good to watch. Smriti finally getting back into the kind of runs she has been threatening to make since that KSL, and finally making an impact in the big game in this group.
I think what stuck out for me was the fact that India seemed so confident. It maybe helped that they weren't fighting for a place in the semi-final, so maybe that it wasn't a knockout game. But they've been talking about playing fearless cricket, and this was it.
Absolutely, and you could tell that they enjoyed the changes that Australia made to their 11. Taylor Velamic coming in place of Georgia Wareham, the fast bowler in place of the leg spinner, and Smriti Mandhana really enjoyed that pace on the ball. Harmanpreet Kaur, whenever the spinners came on, she stepped out, hit them for six, and then coming back with the ball, the spinners sharing all the wickets. Some brilliant fielding, one outstanding catch from Radha Yadav. So we've seen a lot that has shown that India have great potential to go. We've already always known about the potential, but that fearless cricket that they've been talking about, we've seen throughout this group stage that it's not just talk, they're actually playing it.
I'm still a little worried about the batting. We again saw only the two senior batters put the scores in, and a lot of the younger players, they're expected to come in and maybe provide those 20-30 runs, but that didn't happen. It's incredible that Smriti is in form. It's incredible that Harman is absolutely whacking it out of the park. But if a team manages to get these two players out, and maybe Mithali Raj when she comes back in, then what happens?
That's a good question. Also, what I liked, what I think might be a worry for India going ahead is that if these two teams meet in the final again, then India's plans are now exposed. India's spinners using that one-sided bowling, which was very effective today, not giving the Australians the opportunity to score on one side of the pitch, forcing them to hit where the fielders are. That plan has been exposed. The Australians have seen it, tried to adapt to it, failed. They will come back with another plan the next time. And the other thing is that I think Australia made a tactical decision when they left out Georgia Wareham. I think they have hoped that she has a little bit of X factor around her is what everyone is saying, and by holding her back here in case they meet India in the final, they hope that they will have a trump card. So I think this is a little bit of a play going on here, and we'll actually find out if India and Australia, two teams, get to the final. It seemed so certain that Australia would win this match and maybe India would take something away, but it's the result has just surprised everyone. The second game we had was a New Zealand-Ireland game, and more than the game itself, what happened after the game was more important. Yes, Sophie Devine scored that tournament record fastest 50, second fastest in the world. But what happened after that? You had two planned retirements, two unplanned retirements, and you feel like the heart of this Irish team has just stepped away from the game.
There were so many tears on the pitch. The whole team was in tears. So I think the Joyce sisters, who have been so integral to the Ireland story, they hadn't really told their team that they were planning their retirement. They hadn't told the team management. They hadn't told their teammates. So in the innings break, when the team did give a guard of honor, it was only for the two senior players who had announced their retirement. I think it took everyone by surprise. So there were loads of tears. There were lots of really special, emotional moments. Irish cricket, that is what their cricket is made up of. They are a team that play passionately. They're so close together. As they were saying, they all live sort of close together. They all come from the same setup. So it will make a huge difference for the team to not have these four senior stalwarts around.
They're also a team of families. I mean, I'm not just talking about the fact that there is the Joyce family, which has so many players for Ireland across male and female. Then there's the Gabby Lewis, whose father also played for Ireland, is a referee now in rugby. So sporting families is part of their culture, and they have this family feeling within their own team as well, even the ones who aren't related, because like you said, they've grown up in the same place, all come up together. And yeah, that family is changing now. So it's an important and tricky time for Ireland, particularly considering they don't have any matches lined up as yet. The next match, which is going to decide the final semi-final lineup, is England versus the West Indies. That's the final match at St. Lucia. Again, a critical match. A match which I think after this game, after this India result, no one is exactly sure how they want it to pan out, because I think most teams will be trying to avoid Australia. But at the same time, we're in the day and age where everybody wants to win every game if you want to win a World Cup, and that's the attitude both these teams will go in with.
Definitely, I think we've seen how West Indies have really enjoyed playing at home. They will be a threat. England have sort of seemed to have read the conditions well. They have a good idea of what they want their 11 to be. They have their tactics, they have their rules. So both these teams are going to be pretty tough to play against.
But I think the West Indies have been tested and they've come out. England have not been tested yet. Let's see if that happens in tomorrow's game. After that is, of course, South Africa, Bangladesh, an inconsequential match. But there will be a lot of pride to play for the South Africans, who have really come in with high expectations and have been disappointed with this tournament. We will be bringing you all the updates, so stay tuned for tomorrow's Breaking Boundaries. That will be only with me. Karunya is leaving. She's off to Antigua. I'm going to be there in a couple of days' time, and we will be bringing you all the semi-final action very soon.